What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona in La Liga. A huge test coming up for the blaugrana, where they face one of the top teams in the league, and it's away from home. It's gonna be a big moment for Barcelona, where nothing but the 3 points is needed to continue the title challenge. One big obstacle away, and can Atletico Madrid start Barcelona, or can this be the start of a good run for Barcelona? But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at Atletico Madrid Stadium at the Wanda Metropolitano in the capital of Spain. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch will be Jose Luis Munira Montero, and on the VR it will be Alejandro Hernandez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are still somehow, some way, but still very happily sat in first place in La Liga on 38 points. After playing 15 matches, we do have 12 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. And look at our last 5 games in the leagues: 4 wins and 1 draw. But our fierce rivals Real Madrid are very close behind us in second place with the exact same record, 38 points after 15 matches played, 12 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, but have 7 goals less than Barcelona based on goal difference. We have 28, they have 21. So at the moment, we sit in first in La Liga based on goal difference. But of course, when we play the second Clásico at the Camp Nou, I think later on in March or April, head-to-head will be important. So Barcelona have to win that second leg. That way it'll go down to goal difference, because if it's a draw, Real Madrid have the advantage, and of course we lose, they will have the advantage. So we have to win that second Clásico to bring it down the goal difference. So of course Barcelona at the moment are superior, but our opponents Atletico Madrid are currently sat in 4th place in La Liga on 27 points. After playing 15 matches, they have 8 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses. We look at the last 5 games in the league, not a good record, only 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. So we do have an 11-point advantage of our rivals tomorrow night, Atletico Madrid. But of course, on paper, that does not matter. It's going to be 2 top teams coming up against each other in a big game. Atletico Madrid need the points, but more importantly, Barcelona need the points as well. Now, if you take a look at the top teams who they'll be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will be facing Villarreal in about 4 hours after I upload this video. It will be a big game. It is away from home. Villarreal are a good team. Hopefully Quique Setién, our former manager, can do us a favor. I can see a draw happening for sure. I think a loss is very unlikely, but a win is definitely possible. So if Real Madrid drop points, of course, that'll be a big push for Barcelona. And also, Real Sociedad will be traveling to Almeria. Real Sociedad, of course, sat in 3rd place on 2 points ahead of Atletico Madrid. They can close that gap between 1st and 2nd. But of course, all of our eyes will be on the Madrid game later on today. If they drop points, it will be a big boost for Barcelona, and also hopefully not priority, but it'll give us a little bit of wiggle room. So if we can walk away with a draw, we can still walk away with our heads held high. But you know what? It's all about points on the board. We need nothing but the 3 points to give us that advantage in the title race. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Atletico Madrid, one of the most historic teams in the league and one of the top teams in Europe. On paper, of course, they haven't done too well this season so far, but again, they're still doing well based on their objectives. They're still in the Copa, still of course in La Liga, in the top 4 race. They have been knocked out of the Champions League, no Europa League for them, so they're just straight up in last place, and they have no European competition whatsoever. But the last time we faced Atletico Madrid was a very historic day for the club, and we did walk away with 4-2 winners at the Camp Nou, with Jordi Alba, Gavi, Araujo, and Dani Alves getting on the score sheet for the blaugrana. And if you look at the lineup, 4-3-3 of course, but look who the striker is. It was Ferran Torres. Again, Barcelona lacking strikers and wingers, but in that match, some way, somehow, we meant to pull it out of the bag. We did play with the 4 midfield as well. Keep that in mind as well. But it was a dominant performance from Barcelona. Slow start, Carrasco came and scored. Barcelona came back. They were winning 3-1. Suarez got a consolation goal, but in the end, all 3 points did stay at the Camp Nou. Now, if you take a look at Atletico Madrid's last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match, they beat Oviedo 2-0 in the Copa del Rey to progress to the round 16. They beat Elche 2-0 in La Liga. They beat another team in the Copa del Rey second round 3-1. They had a friendly game where they won 4-2. They won their first round Copa del Rey match where they won 2-0, but they did lose before the international break in the league to Real Mallorca by 1-0. So, haven't been doing too well, but also since the World Cup has started, they have not played a competitive, strong opponent quite yet. They played 3 Copa del Rey rounds and then Elche at home. So this would be their first, semi-decent tough opponent since the World Cup, and of course it's a very, very tough opponent in us, which is Barcelona. Let's take a look at the last 3 matches quickly that they played in all competition. Firstly, their second round win in the Copa del Rey, where it was a bit of a nerve-wracking moment. They did go down 1-0, but in the end, when you're playing a team like this in the second round, you're gonna walk away the winners, whether it's home or away. Very strong lineup from Atletico Madrid. Again, from the World Cup, they had nothing to worry about, nothing to lose. They went full strength, and in the end, they did walk away with the victory and progress to the next round. Their last game in La Liga was a 2-0 win over Elche, and again, you can still see their formation, that 5-3-2, which of course Diego Simeone formation. We're used to it in the match. Very, very comfortable, but Hermoso did get a red card in this match. He will be suspended for this game, which is a big blow for Atletico Madrid. He is one of their starting center backs. This could be something they have to work around, but again, against Elche, it was a comfortable victory. Then the last match, of course, was against Oviedo in the Copa del Rey round 3-2. Again, comfortable win for them. They controlled the game very well. Of course, the first goal did come near in the second half, but same for Barcelona as well. They did walk away with that qualification to the next round, but again, very, very strong lineup from them, but they do progress, and again, they are on a good hot run at the moment. Now, on the screen right now is the line that I believe that Diego Simeone could potentially select for this match. Again, I'm not an Atletico Madrid expert, but I think this would be a very similar line that we could see them deploy tomorrow night. Jan Oblak in goal, a back 5, of course, of Molina, Jimenez, Witsel, Savic, and Carrasco, midfield 3 of Kondogbia, Llorente, and Koke, and a front 2 of Antoine Griezmann and Alvaro Morata. And I think the front 2 is, pretty set in stone. João Felix is not training right now. He's pushing for an exit this January transfer window. He could bring in Lamar maybe, but I doubt that will happen. The midfield and defense is where the question marks are at. He could maybe potentially play Llorente at wing back, then play another midfielder, but it's DePaul and maybe Saul Niguez, someone like that. In defense, of course, they're missing out Hermoso, so they're gonna have to do some shuffling there. Jimenez, of course, the Uruguayan, will definitely start. The other 2 is a big question. He has played Witsel there quite a bit and did play in the last game as well, so I think he'll stick with Witsel and Savic. He could play Felipe, but he hasn't had that many minutes over the past few games, so I don't see that happening. I think Carrasco 100% will start at left wing back and Molina at right wing back, with the potential maybe of Llorente dropping there and then another midfielder coming in. But this is, a good representation, a good presence of what we can expect Atletico Madrid to deploy in tomorrow's match, and this could be a very, very strong team for Barcelona to compete against. And Diego Simeone does not have that much, wiggle room, not much thinking to think about. It's only a few players here and there where he has, put some patches in. But again, I think this could be a very, very similar to what we see in tomorrow's match. So overall, final thoughts on Atletico Madrid. Of course, they're one of the best teams in the world on paper, but so far this season they haven't really shown it. Diego Simeone, very experienced manager. I think he's now coached, I think the Copa del Rey game the other day was like his 600th match for Atletico Madrid. Very, very experienced, but always tends to do poorly against Barcelona, especially in the league. I think his last, he did beat Kounde, I think 2-0 when we were in the purple kit, but before that, he was struggling to beat Barcelona. So we are kind of like their bogey team, but again, on paper, it is a difficult matchup despite their recent form this season. 2 top teams coming up against each other, and they do have the home advantage, of course. Players to look out for is the whole damn team, but to be honest, I've been watching out for Antoine Griezmann. Had a fantastic World Cup, and a former Barcelona player, of course, just recently as well. We just saw him, of course, I think 2 months ago officially to Atletico Madrid. Alvaro Morata is doing well up front. I think Llorente is playing well. Koke is a great player. The defense is very strong. I would watch out for João Felix as well if he does end up playing, which I think is very, very unlikely. He's not even training at the moment, but if somehow, some way he comes off the bench or maybe even starts, I'd watch out for him. He's on good form as well. Of course, Oblak, fantastic goalkeeper. Again, we already know how Atletico Madrid are going to play. They're going to park the bus, sit back, and try to hit you on the counter-attack and hope for the best. Soak up all the pressure and then use pace on the counter-attack. So what Barcelona really had to focus on in this match is to win the midfield battle. Control the game, control the tempo, and for God's sakes, create and finish chances. Against Atletico Madrid, very rarely do you get a lot of chances that you can create and then score. I think maybe in this match I can see Barcelona creating maybe 3 to maximum 4 top chances. We have got to finish them because they don't come around often, especially against a top team and a top defensive team like Atletico. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Bellerin, Araujo, Busquets, Dembele, Pedri, Ansu Fati, Varane, Enaki Peña, Memphis, Christensen, Alonso, Kessie, Roberto De Jong, Raphinha, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Balde, Gavi, Pablo Torre, and Arnaud Tenet. So from the last squad list, few changes. Lewandowski and Jordi Alba are both suspended for this match. Other than that, no other surprises. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, has asked a lot of questions from the media. The press conference did take place immediately after that Copa del Rey round 16 draw. Xavi gave his reaction and gave more insight, of course, on the match tomorrow. Let's get and see what Xavi had to say for the presser. He came out saying, "The first time since I've been the coach, we've been lucky in a draw with a lower class rival." He isn't wrong. Our game has been good in the last 2 games against Espanyol and Intercity, but we have to be more effective in areas. Of course, he means by that the final third. The game against Atletico Madrid is an important one, but it won't decide the outcome of the La Liga title race. Simeone changes his system a lot, and we will have to adapt. Defensively, they are solid, of course, and it will be difficult for us to generate opportunities. I've already said that I'm happy with the squad. If there's no changes, I'm delighted. It's perfect. We will compete with this team. That's an answer, of course, to if we're going to do anything in the winter transfer market. He's asked about the striker for this game. They look, Varane is more mobile. He creates a lot of space. Ansu is more positional. It's all different. He can play both as a 9, but there's also the possibility of playing Memphis there as well. So, of course, leaving the door open. I've been to Ceuta a few times with Barcelona, and it's not a comfortable trip to make. Araujo is super important to us. He corrects many mistakes. He's so good. Our conversation with the Uruguay coach were very fluid. He's currently at 100%. I like the amount of added time during the World Cup. I've always said that I prefer that, or even stop the clock when a player goes down or when the ball goes out. Then asked about Busquets' renewal again for like the 8th press conference in a row, saying that Busquets is very important for us, and of course his future depends on his personal decision. He's then asked about Frenkie de Jong coming in to replace Busquets tomorrow, with Busquets playing 120 minutes against Intercity, so that we'll see. They can still both play together, which we will talk about in the lineup prediction. He then asked about Pablo Torres, and look, Pablo Torres, he can have more minutes for sure. He's been playing great between the lines. His set pieces are also excellent. He's going to be very important for us. He then asked about Alejandro Balde, if he'll be an important player for him as well. Pretty dull question. He said, yep, he's important for us. He plays a lot, and he will continue to do so. And lastly, Xavi concluded off by saying that I think we show our competitiveness each week, and the game against Atletico Madrid will be the same. We haven't won there in the last 2 years, so that will be a big motivation for us. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Atletico Madrid tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. It's going to be so difficult to predict because, of course, formation changes could happen, tactical changes, personnel. Of course, we just had the Copa del Rey midweek. A lot of the, some of the starters and a lot of the backup players that play, the full 120 minutes. That will have an impact on Xavi's lineup. What will he go with? I think he will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Sergio Roberto, Araujo, Kounde, and Alejandro Balde, midfield 3 of De Jong, Gavi, and Pedri, and a front 3 of Raphinha, Ansu Fati, and Ousmane Dembele. Front 3, if he goes with this formation, we'll talk about that in a few seconds. Front 3 is set in stone. Depay was poor. Varane has been poor. These are the only 3 left. I think he will go with Raphinha, Ansu, and Dembele. I think Ansu and Dembele are guaranteed. Raphinha, maybe he could change for Varane. Memphis has no chance, but I think that front 3 is very solid. In the defense, we are hearing reports that apparently Kounde will start at right back, and then Andreas Christensen will come in as a center back alongside Araujo. But I don't see that because he did not play Sergio Roberto whatsoever in the Copa. We needed some injury in that midfield, maybe even at right back. He chose to bring in Alonso ahead of Roberto, who is a natural replacement. I have a funny feeling that Xavi will go with Roberto some way, somehow, because if he doesn't also, Ter Stegen will be the captain to lead the team out. I think that does have an impact. Call me crazy. Alejandro Balde, of course, will be playing at left back. Kounde, Araujo will start. There is the big question mark about Xavi going with 4 in the midfield, where he starts Busquets. The only doubt apparently is because Busquets played 120 minutes against Intercity. Xavi doesn't know, Busquets is ready, if he's fit or whatever. So if Busquets did not play 120 minutes, let's say we beat Intercity in 90, no doubt I think Xavi would go with 4 midfield. The forwards have been poor. You want to stock it up in the midfield, trying that midfield battle. You put Gavi on left wing, maybe like we did in the last game where we won 4-2, or you put Pedri at left mid, have a very, very compact midfield. But with Busquets playing 120 minutes against Intercity, I can't see Xavi doing that. I think we'll go with the 3 in the midfield of De Jong, Gavi, and Pedri. You're probably wondering, oh, why do you play Kessie? He's better, he's fitter anyways. Xavi won't do that, let's be honest. And that's not the thing that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match, but of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm about to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made one change from my prediction lineup for Xavi, and that is taking out Roberto and playing Andreas Christensen, which of course it results to Kounde playing at right back. I would be okay with either one. I'm going with Kounde at right back simply on the fact that Roberto against Carrasco and Griezmann is giving me nightmares, and we haven't even kicked off yet, so that's my only worry. I don't know if Roberto can match them for skill and defend them well, so I go with Kounde. He's a very strong defender, although I do want to see more of an Araujo Kounde center back partnership. We saw in the documentary, of course, Xavi, where he said that, oh, it's, beautiful Araujo and Kounde center back partner, we can have our wingers go up and blah blah blah. I want to see that more often, but the problem is we're so weak at right back. We see either Araujo play there, Kounde play there, so it is disappointing, but I would go with that match. Of course, front 3, midfield 3, I stick the same. Now I was thinking about going with a 4 in midfield just to be conservative. I'm like, you know what? Screw it, let's go for it. Let's go with a attacking formation. We just sit back, control the game. It's gonna be ropey. We'll maybe have one chance to miss. They hit us on the counter attack, then they win. Then you're gonna end up switching to a more attacking formation. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go attacking from the get go. Control the game. Maybe get a goal. And if we do get a goal, take off a forward like Raphinha, Dembele, or Ansu. Bring on a Kessie. Let them control the game. Maybe even a Pablo Torre. They play very well, of course, against Intercity. So I would consider that. But other than that, that's what I would select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below. Would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I have no confidence whatsoever going to this match. We played Intercity, we barely beat them. We had Espanyol on the weekend, and we didn't look too well. I'm going Barcelona drawing this match 1-1. I think the draw is the most likely outcome in this match, and I do think there's a higher chance that Atletico Madrid win the game than Barcelona, simply on the fact that they're at home. Do I think Barcelona can win this game? Absolutely. Both teams, top of their game, top of their level. Barcelona win this match, no problem. The question is, which team shows up, which player's mentality shows up, what formation that Xavi picks. The confidence for me right now is I'm nervous. I am very, very nervous. We need this win. The win is so important, but I don't think it'll be easy. And I think in the end we will draw this match 1-1. But I'm hoping, I'm praying to God that you walk away with 3 points. That would make my weekend so nice, and the whole entire week as well will be perfect. If we lose this game, the team heads will be down. We're gonna play Copa round 16, and it's just gonna be pushing through it and going through the motions. We ain't got time for that. This is the perfect moment, the perfect match for Barcelona to start a winning streak against one of the top teams in the league, ahead of course the Super Cup during the week as well. So I'm gonna go with the 1-1 draw. I'm hoping Barcelona win this game, but of course let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was a match preview for Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow for the match by match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Huge game ahead. Praying for the win. Hopefully we can get the win. Take care, and Forza Barca. Yeah.